How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my series with my lovely boyfriend,
Hello.
Mwah, where I show him Marvel Rivals character designs for him to analyze from an artistic perspective and dissect and break down and insult the pink ties of. We've been doing this for a little over a year now, and he's got a lot of insight. He's a comic artist, he's an art teacher, and I've learned a lot while doing this with him. Last time we did Rogue in all her mediocre glory.
I like Rogue.
Rogue the character is great. Rogue the costumes are, I think our consensus was they were just okay.
Most of them are okay. The one currently shown is probably not the best.
Yeah. I set it to random and I own that costume. But today we're doing Wanda Maximoff. Whoops. Hang on.
Wanda!
This is default Wanda, who is from a dead timeline, along with Jubilee and Daredevil.
You know,
She was the Sorceress Supreme in her timeline.
I never know what to think of this character anymore, because, like, they introduced the characters in the film, which I think is the first time I've heard about this character in general.
Really?
Yeah, and then they're like, they're supposed to be like this amazingly powerful witch, a sorcerer, and then like, I didn't watch WandaVision and went straight to like, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, so I was just like, why is she evil now? What children? It's so confusing. Because it's like one of the first Marvel movies I watched where they just didn't give a shit to like clue the audience in. Like most of the other movies, if you watch out of order, they do some context to clue you in on the movies you didn't watch, so you're not like totally lost. So every time I see her now, I'm just like, why is she evil now? Because damn girl, calm down. We all have traumas and troubles. What makes you so special? But let's look at her costume. It's almost like kind of like a red violet vibe going on here with all the bright reds.
Get used to it. Like 80% of her costumes are red, often this shade.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, it's almost like the Daredevil one, where he needed to go orange. They kept her all in like kind of a violet, so there's very little orange in the red at all. Like just a little bit for some highlights on like the surface texture, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But they're keeping it very like straight red to cold, and I think it looks really nice. I really like the intensity of it being like on her headgear in the middle of her outfit, and the like enormous like shoulder pauldron things going on.
Yeah.
Which are such a cool design thing you don't see very much anymore. Like they were like really peaked in like the 80s and 90s.
I wonder if those pauldrons are based on an actual like Scarlet Witch costume from the comics, because I don't think I've ever seen her with pauldrons before.
Yeah, I haven't seen really any of the Marvel Rivals heroes with this style, where it's specifically like the big fantasy anime, you know, they're like really long. And I think it looks really good on her because it makes her kind of spiky and also gives us like really nice silhouette. It's very unique. Which,
Yeah, this is not a friendly character, and the character design communicates that.
yeah, and it also it's like a very big shape, so they basically made this big old red triangle in the middle of her design, and like it feels really nice, big, and sturdy. Like just the size, increasing the size of everything makes the character feel bigger and like heavier. I also like the putting bulk on the arms too in a similar way. They have like those like kind of the spaces, but they're like popped out from her arm.
Mm-hmm.
So her arms are actually really thin, but with the added bulk of those like loops, it makes her arms look wider and bigger and scarier. Because she is like a caster, a sorceress, right? Like her thing isn't to go out and punch people, it's to magic them to death.
Yep.
And so like she's not going to have a physical build that imposes strength, so they're using a lot of the design of the costume to get that big, menacing strength look to her without actually like, you know, changing her body type to a type that wouldn't really make a lot of sense for her character history. I love the triangles on the The ears too. More danger triangles. She's full of them. I love it. The collar on the on there is kind of nice too. It makes this nice like more bulk, but also like it cuts a nice shape for the neck too. So like from different angles, it kind of fills in stuff. I do like the little lacing on the arm too, where it's kind of woven together.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty nice little pattern that still kind of follows the lines of the arm, but now it's starting to break it up a little bit because it's a dotted line, which trying to make sure I use the right terminology here. It's because dotted lines are implied lines is what they're called. So even though that's broken, like a dotted line is broken, our mind kind of auto-completes the broken parts. And so that's why the line is thus implied, because the line's been cut up, but because of their spacing and the way they're put together, we still follow those as like one straight line. She also has some nice weave on her like belt in the midriff. That's also looked pretty nice too. It has kind of like this robe, kind of with the double lines on the trim, but then it comes together in this like really interconnected, dense belt.
We can't get a really better look at it zoomed out, but at least her arm's not in the way.
Yeah. There's kind of like, I like how they're breaking up the silhouette at the bottom of the outfit too, because it's very jagged. Like the red part comes out into like these 3 points, or these 2 longer tail coats. But you don't lose the overall silhouette because the back of the dress jacket thing is so long that you get this whole kind of bell shape, but the edge of it is still jagged. Even if you like silhouetted the whole character, it's still going to kind of come out kind of pointy, jagged. But they cut it up really high in the front. But and then more triangles on the boots. Danger triangles. This really did just take danger triangles and just said, we're not going to hide it. It's just straight up a triangle. But it's a really unique and eye-catching like piece of hardware. And they do tie in the silver elements, because there's like a big bauble on like her chest, all the big brackets on the belt, and then similarly large brackets on the boots. So it creates a nice rhythm. I actually kind of like it with the way that it's like kind of doubled until it gets to the chest, where it's one shape. You know, it's like one, and then instead of double lines, instead of double baubles on the boots. There's a little bit of yellow in this outfit too, I just realized. Not a lot though. Or is it just highlights? Oh, it's just highlights. I thought it was like on the toe or something with some yellow.
Yeah, the sun's shining on her.
Which a lot of the characters have had like cyan highlights instead. But she has a very like olive kind of skin tone. It's very yellow.
Yeah, they went with making her look ethnically Roma, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, which I think looks really nice with all these reds. And the hair is not really even brown. It's just this really deep kind of red, violet color.
Mm-hmm.
It's really pretty. And also the volume. The volume. Lots of long, luscious, curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
This speaks to me because I like to draw all my hair like ridiculously floofy anyway. So I'm just like, yes, perfect.
It's true.
And it doesn't matter if it's long hair, short hair, whatever kind of hair. It's like, no, it must be floofy. But it also gives her a pretty wild look too, because it's a lot like these like little flyaways and stuff.
Well, her whole deal is chaos magic.
She's feral. Also, there's more triangle designs on the back of her outfit too, with like the big red one. And then kind of like the belt. I just realized the belt doesn't really even go around. It like locks in the middle and then goes down the sides of the outfit.
No, that's 2 belts.
No, they attaches in the front.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean.
Yeah, because most belts like they go into the back and then they tie in the front. This
Yeah.
one ties in the back and locks in the front.
I never processed that her boots are legit thigh highs.
Yeah, the bobble doesn't make it seem like it should be just below the knee, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are they just like one of those like things that are made so you can like unzip it to make it easier to put on and then zip it shut?
Maybe. That's an ostentatious zipper.
Now that I noticed it, I don't know if I could unsee it.
The triangle as a zipper hook?
No, like the fact that the zipper doesn't go all the way to the top of the boot.
Oh yeah, yeah, that is weird.
Like maybe if they did boots and then like stockings underneath or something, but I don't know. But in any case, it's a really pretty nice.
It's
design.
a Kingdom Hearts zipper.
But yeah, there's even more triangles on the side of the heel.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this is very much like lots of triangles, sharp angles, big wide lines throughout, really. Like on the arms, the belt, the extra details on the boot, they're wide, thick lines. So it's kind of like their design philosophy was like triangles in as much as we can, and almost literally just the triangle, and really thick, bold lines, and a very tight, similar color grouping of things. Because like we just have the violet and the red, and it's really pretty much grouped very closely together. Because you can see like there's like one red stripe on the back, and then like the whole front is like very centered with the red, and then everything else is like that nice shade of violet on the outside. They do break up, I think, the boots the most. The boots have a lot of like silver and black and some other colors, especially on the front. I think it's just like because it just gives that part of the design some complexity, when a lot of the complexity for the rest of the outfit is in the color and in the top and stuff, and then the number of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just to keep the boots from feeling kind of flat and plain, they just added a little bit more bedazzling there. I like this. This is a really strong start for a default outfit.
Yeah.
It honestly feels rad as hell. I would play this just for fun.
She's not very good, but she is fun. All right. If that's all you have to say about her default, how about her default recolor?
Silver and red. Kind of a fun the way they've done the color though, because I think like the silver part they really lean towards teal, kind of greenish almost, but not quite there. But it's very blue and like cold. And then the red, like I like it on the hands, and then like the center bobble and like the earrings. I don't know if it's used much anywhere else. Not
Doesn't
really.
look like it.
Nope. But that's a nice pop of color, and that's like what they call a focus color. Since her whole thing is like she's doing right now, right? She's got spells with her hands, and then the other red colors are pops around the face and the upper body where you would want someone to look. And then everything else is kept really neutral. They did change up some of the groupings, because like her base outfit, it's her shoulders and the middle that are one big triangle. In this case, they've done the middle and the arms is steel color. But I've kind of in support of that, because I think what they did here is that the steely colors kind of match more of the material as it looks on the character, rather than groups of color. So I feel like the bangles and like the middle of her outfit and stuff makes sense as a steel color, and then keeping everything else that looks like fabric gray is a nice choice. I really like the way that this gray color picks up light though. Like the little silver bits and the way it's catching color. Looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a little like dead zone where she'll look at the camera and where she won't. It's kind of funny. Like right there. It's like there's a part where she looks forward and then she looks at you. Especially on this side. Maybe you like tilt her slightly. She's very suspicious. She's like, stop staring at me. I'll kill you.
Shades of you going, die.
Yeah. Oh, they changed the hair to gray too, so they really kind of matched everything.
It's
very warm in the middle though.
Yeah.
But it's red, so it still matches with everything. It's a nice recolor. For all the goths out there.
Is Scarlet Witch not goth enough for you? Well, we have a skin for you.
Well, you know, there's like covered in blood, and then this is what her outfit normally looks like, you see?
Oh, you know what's not goth, though?
What is this? This one is in the middle of the value range, really. It's like very mid. So I can see that they're trying to separate parts of the outfit with the temperature, because we have like a lot of the warms in the shoulders and pretty much in the same places as red is on the other outfit, except for the boots. But then we have like the blue and slightly darker blue for everything else. Though there is some gray on the belt, but it doesn't really save much of anything here because it's used so sparingly.
Yeah. We've had a couple good Galactus skins in a row. Is this going to break that chain?
Yeah. The teal is using it as accents on the little skirt that comes off of her outfit is really distracting to me because it's so bright.
Mm-hmm.
And like I do see them using it for metal elements, which I think was a pretty smart idea. But like there's like the little triangles in the middle of the outfit too. Like there's all these little triangles, and I'm just like, they're so bright. Why are they here? Because they don't add a lot to the rhythm of the outfit very much. They're kind of distracting. At least it keeps taking my eyes down to them when I'm trying to like look at this outfit as a whole. It works well when it's used for the metal accents that were already there, but I'm pretty sure those things were like just the red color on the other outfit. Are her nails still red?
Yes.
Why didn't they become cyan or something?
That is weird.
Her hair's kind of the same color too. Well, it's a little purpley, more purple at the ends of the hair, but like the top of the head is very red. It really is so fluffy and voluminous. I really never understand the metric of what decides whether their hair color gets changed, because some of the Galactus skins have like cyan hair or white hair or whatever.
I think they tried it with magic and everybody hated it, so they stopped doing it.
And like other ones don't, and I'm like, I don't know. It's really like my problem with this color scheme is they kill the value range so much. And like if they were messing with the whole outfit to make it look like it had like that black light look, which stuff in fluorescence and stuff does get flat in some ways because like the lower range is not represented well because you're in the dark, you know. So things kind of get like a medium range of value, but when it's not represented with the skin tones or the hair, it just makes all the outfits look pretty flat to me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine though if they let them just be neon skins and then like they could have like neon orange and neon yellow and green and all the other colors? I don't know. Honestly, she's such a pivotal character though. It would be way more fun if these skins could actually just have the Galactus helmet, you know? Or at least, you know, part of the
Wolverine just got a Galactus skin. You think he should be in the Galacta helmet?
I was just thinking, you know, something a little more fun, you know?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if, like, they were saying, like, we made Spider-Man skins and all they ever did was make them, like red and blue with black and white accents sometimes? Like, it'd be kind of boring.
Yeah.
But really my biggest beef with these is the value range. It's just so flat. This one is still okay in that the groupings of color still make sense. There's some parts where I think the cyan is a little overrepresented and is a bit distracting in spaces where it probably shouldn't be, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it would have made more sense to make the earrings cyan instead of magenta and then leave the skirt in magenta or maybe one of the dark blues.
I think you're right.
Because it would have popped the earrings out a bit since everything else is magenta up there. Which works when you have a suit that has like the original suit is just red and violet, which you would not really attribute to a lot of value range, but she has like a lot of dark reds and like the like extra like belts and things on her arm and stuff. Like there's a range of dark to light. And there's a simplicity in grouping stuff together sometimes that makes readability a lot better. And yeah, you can have an outfit that has like little doodads that give it a little bit of texture, like on the ends of her skirt, but not if they are that contrasting. Because like when they're that contrasting, it brings way too much attention to what is a frill on her skirt, which is like is that what we want to look at? No, we want to look at her cool helmet and her face and her magic powers and the whole silhouette.
Yeah.
So we don't want to do something that's so disharmonious that it brings attention to the wrong things. And because, again, I don't blame the artist on these ones because the color palette is just really rough. That there's not a lot for them to work with when they're already confined to the default costume and then confined again by not being allowed to have that value range.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll just keep repeating myself until someone actually lets it be good. But typically the ones that I've bought have been good, or at least better, have had the ability to have a dark blue or a dark gray. It's not just desaturated. Because this has desaturated like purple, gray, whatever, but it's not very dark. The ones I've really liked have let them go one value lower and really get dark, like what the belt is. Which is kind of weird because like they could have put that dark color in a few other places. Like I think on the gloves might have been good and on the thighs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's really just kind of only on the belt. And I'm thinking on this case it looks like it kind of stands out quite a lot because I feel like the violet and this dark color were very similar in value on her default costume, so they kind of like mesh together very well. But here it's just dark enough that it's darker than the blue, and I think it kind of stands out a bit. The cyan on the back of the outfit's pretty nice though. Like that's neat.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I also kind of like that, like where it's like cold on the outside and then warm on the inside. So like you could almost get there. It's just the values. Anyway, are you done tormenting me now?
With this skin, yes.
Yay!
Most of her skins are pretty good. There is one more recolor though. Her closed alpha skin. Oh, it has a video.
Wow, they were really serving up goths for her alternative colors, huh?
Is this goth? It's bright white.
Yeah, but look at all the blood red.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, this skin is one of the ones they've committed to only keeping two skins from ever coming back to the shop, and it's this one, which was the closed alpha reward, and a Venom one, which was the closed beta reward.
Man, I was thinking closed beta is probably pretty rare.
Well, the alpha one's going to be rarer because that comes first.
I thought alphas were later.
No, alpha is, this game technically functions but is very obviously unfinished. Beta is, we've got the game mostly done and we want to test things out.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I was looking at how they did the reds because they have like kind of like a lot brighter red at the top and then it's like very dull by the time it gets to the bottom. It's also shiny, like highly shiny. I like it quite a lot.
Yeah.
But also it's like she has like that white supervillain look, you know, like with the white hair and everything. The grays are really nice.
A little bit Sephiroth.
Yeah, just a little bit Sephiroth. Like, this feels like, you know, when they take a character in the comics and they're like, we need, like, a really, like, you know, they've gone on their villain arc look for them. And half the time it's like, you know, if they were jet black before, they're in all white, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's, like, very stark graphic design kind of look to it. And, you know, with a spot color. And then they usually have, like, whited out eyes because, you know, we can't see the eyes because they're evil, you know? So... pretty fun. I think it has a lot of similarities to the base outfit and the way they grouped stuff, but it does pick out a lot of the secondary values a lot more starkly because, like, in the other outfit with the red, like, the dark belt and the dark stuff kind of sits on that violet really nice. It doesn't have a lot of contrast to it. Mm-hmm. Where this one, it's kind of like a almost medium silver on white, but it's not bad or anything. It just really kind of points out that where those values were because their contrast is a little higher. So, you know, it's like the arms, the belt, the little doodads on the boot. It almost, because of the color, makes me think of like she has like these like metal cybernetic You know, stuff stuck to her.
Excuse me.
But very cool.
Alrighty. Now on to her non-recolor costumes. Alright, I think we'll start with her MCU costume. Well, one of her two MCU costumes.
Man, I've seen the movie, but I honestly forgot.
Was she really this orange blonde in the movie?
I was thinking, I've seen the movie, but I honestly forgot she looked like that. Also, I don't think so. But damn, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Maybe they thought the hair would blend in too much with the red, but then...
I thought her hair was brown the whole time. Where have I been?
Yeah.
Maybe because it was a dark blonde? I don't know. Please confirm. Do some research. I do like how they made the end of her costume all ratty and torn up, though. It's like, yes, hobo Scarlet Witch. She's in a depressive episode and it's everybody else's problem.
She's got the Darkhold fingertips.
Yeah. I do like the subtle like gradient of like the bright reds to like the dusty colors on the end of her jacket, and the way they shaped the like hips of the jacket. It's like they're kind of floaty and they have a lot of structure to it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. There's kind of a fun stripe too on the thighs. It's always wild when I do see them do the Marvel movie outfits though, because you do realize how different the design ethos is from. There's like a glitch going on in there. I just saw it, but how much the design is so different from like the movie, or sorry, from the game or the comics, you know. Because the movie does really try to do this if it was in real life, but also superheroes, so it has to be a little bit fancy, you know, and unrealistic.
Yeah. The thing about superhero movies is that even now, even with how popular the MCU gotten and how shamelessly comic booky it was, there's still a little bit of that early superhero movie shame about being a comic book movie. Like, the X-Men movies were the worst offenders, of course, but everything in modern superhero films has to be realistic, and it can't just be the comic outfit. It has to be a realistic interpretation.
Yeah, like her head mask thing is like a good example of it. Like, in the comics, that's going to be like a solid, chunky piece of metal or molded piece, right? But since it's like real life, they have to make it this fanciful, like, you know, high-end jewelry look to it, you know?
Yep.
Because why else would someone wear a cool mask? You know, that'd be stupid to wear like a helmet just for a helmet. Let's make it actually fancy.
One of the things that the new Superman film did right was be utterly unashamed to be the comic outfits.
Yeah, and it looks really nice too. In a way that they've really somehow fitted the costume to, like, because they have done the classic costume in the previous movies, but in some ways, like, it doesn't fit the body or it looks a little hokey. And somehow they really did streamline it so that it looks like the heroic spandex that we all know and love.
Yeah.
And it feels very nice.
And this isn't a bad skin. Like, the Multiverse of Madness Scarlet Witch costume is still a pretty good Scarlet Witch costume.
Uh-huh.
But it's a little bit ashamed to be a Scarlet Witch costume.
Yeah, it does look like, you know, when she's running around being all psychotic, it does look pretty fun. You know, because of the framing and the lighting and stuff. But I was just more making a comment on how different it is from the other designs.
Yeah, no, my comment is I think it's different because of the shame of being a comic book movie.
Yeah, because I really like what's done with the upper part of the outfit. And then this is, again, reinterpreted back into the Marvel Rivals lens, so it gets a little bit more shapy, a little bit more colorful than its actual movie counterpart. Just how like uncolorful like the arms are, you know, because like she's going evil with the dark power, so there's a lot of darkness brought into her outfit rather than the bright reds.
Mm-hmm.
So they are doing like, you know, like very red in the center, but then in the arms it's like gray and then back to red, so they're kind of doing like that checkerboarding thing, just a little bit. I kind of want to look at her outfit in the movie again, though, because I thought that was like one full jacket, and this really makes the jacket feel like it's several different distinct pieces, you know?
Yeah.
That are just kind of layered on top of each other. Like, what do you think it was like to put this on? Because I see like a vest, because there's like a cut under the arm, and then there's like the hip piece. I mean, it's kind of like a little bit of a, you know, like a warrior jacket, but then she had to wear pants, and then but I like a lot of the lines. I really like the vertical lines that are repeated throughout the center of the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of coming out in this bell shape. I think it does do the kind of Marvel movie, the pants are a little plain sometimes, because to be fair, most of their shots are from the, you know, upper body up. You know, they're not doing a lot of these wide open shots very, very much. So there's just like, you know, they make the outfit look really cool in the close-ups. And still heels. Did she have heels in the movie?
I don't know.
Probably. I just remember that she killed Xavier. Spoilers. Just like, I can help you. This is like, damn, girl. But yeah, I really do like the color gradient and how intense the red is in the center. It does feel a little weird though that they did go so yellow with the hair.
Yeah, that's very strange.
I honestly didn't think she had blonde hair.
It's also like exactly the hair model of the normal skin. Mm-hmm. They just reused that and colored it differently.
Like, I don't know if I'm just misremembering or if I'm crazy, but I was for certain thought it was at least brown, if not red. Is this the lighting that she's in half the time? Because she's in like this evil lighting.
It's bright orange, it looks like.
Okay, so I wasn't crazy. Like, I thought she had red hair. And then I was like, oh, maybe it was brown, because why would it be blonde? There's one where it's in normal lighting with her face phased in with one down.
That one?
Oh, the one below that one. One more over. That one. No,
I want to let me zoom in.
it still looks pretty reddish.
Yeah, that's orangey blonde. It's definitely not the orangey blonde of the model. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because of the way they light her in like red light all the time, it looks way more red than usual. But even in regular lighting, it's very orange. So that's one thing I'm kind of surprised they went so yellow.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really nice.
All right. Anything else to say about this?
I'm just like, imagine this Scarlet Witch coming out on the field with like the Doctor Strange version from the movie where it's a zombie.
Yeah. Is she who Zombie Strange fights?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I really gotta watch that movie.
I know. I'm just gonna keep spoiling it until there's nothing left to watch.
All right. Let's take a divergent route away from red for a moment. Phoenix Chaos.
But I like red.
The companion skin to the Chaos Phoenix that Jean Grey had.
How do we take a divergence from red and we have a Phoenix skin? I honestly thought from the thumbnail it was some kind of mermaid skin. Because, like, the helmet thing looks like coral or like a starfish kind of shape. Boy, was I wrong. She does have this Tinkerbell look going on, though.
Little bit, yeah.
And bright white hair. I guess they are playing around with the design of it at least. Because, like, you can get fire to burn in a lot of different colors depending on what it's made out of. Well, this is like a pretty wild divergence from the other Phoenix skins.
You know what I just realized looking at this skin up close? The flames on her chest suggest the pauldron shape.
The pauldron shape?
In her default skin. The flames are burning in the shape of the triangle pauldrons that her default skin has.
Yeah, so they like pulled out a lot farther in that shape. I like the scales on the arm pieces though; those are pretty fun.
Yeah. She's got the hole in the world effect on her purple parts.
On her purple parts.
Every woman's got purple parts, don't they?
Yeah, with the hole in the world effect. That's like the flame effect on the headpiece.
Oh, whoops.
Pretty cool too. They also did a lot of her metal pieces a lot wilder. Like, they're all like splotchy and irregular. Like, the belt looked like it's melting, kinda, and like it's all spiky around her neck. I guess I don't know if they're going for like a darker version of a Phoenix, you know, like the kind of like a little more moody.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think the purple is still like too playful to suggest that, you know, like it looks very. Actually, it honestly looks very like if we needed a toy line for young girls. And like this is what you would come up with because it's bright and colorful. You know, all the purple, the funny colored hair, the fancy frou-frou dress. Like, she looks like she belongs in a toy box. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, but I've been really enjoying the Phoenix designs so far because I really like the fiery red designs and the feathers and stuff, and I feel like this is kind of missing a lot of that.
Which is weird because she's all made up of feathers. Like, her whole skirt is just feathers.
Yeah, but it looks like a leaf to me.
Fair.
Like, I'm not reading feather from that very much. Like, maybe if they had the middle part of the feather that, like, keeps them together. But it's kind of missing that, so it's just kind of... And it's only split on one side. Again, not really contributing to the feather look. And even the ones on the bottom have just straight up holes in it. In the shape, which does create an interesting irregular shape. But still loses, like, this is a feather look.
Yeah. I do like how the coattails have the hole in the world effect on the stuff that's behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think really, I don't know, there's something about, like, all the colors are so bright and playful that I really can't see this as, like, a dark, moody, or, like, a Phoenix-like design, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I can see it as, like, kind of like a spacey design, like, if it was supposed to be, like, someone in space, you know, or an alien or something else, but I'm not really getting Phoenix Warrior out of it. Even the headpiece, when I'm not reading, like, the animated effect, is really hard to read as a flame. To me, you know, like, it's almost, like, cartoonishly bright.
Yeah.
Maybe that's kind of what this outfit is missing a little bit, that some of the other Phoenix ones do that I like, is some of the darker colors.
Which, again, is very funny to hear because the body of her look is dark purple.
Yeah, but it's very bright. I guess duller colors is what I mean.
I guess vibrant dark purple?
Yeah. Does she
Very would the word be saturated?
Yeah, saturated.
Okay.
Does she have, like, scars or something on her shoulders? Or she has some markings?
Yeah, fire markings, I guess. Phoenix markings. She's got them on her legs,
She's
too.
got a whole thing on the back of her dress that you can't see because her hair is in the way. Why? You see that?
Yep.
It looks pretty cool now that I know it's there, but, like, you're never going to see that. What the heck?
Just snip her hair off, and she looks sad and pathetic, so you can take a look at the back of her outfit.
I mean, they could have put her hair up in a ponytail. Or braids, or some other thing that you let you see that cool bit of the design. Yes, it's like, the only thing I think I really do like a lot is the way they did the metal pieces. I kind of do like that chaotic, melted together, like, chaotic nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do think it's like the hair color and the dress color. Like I do want to see more of that like Phoenix design. Because fire colors are so fun. Or if they were gonna go for like purple, I think it would have been cool if they went with like the way colored flames look, which are typically a lot lighter and not dark, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or have some kind of like blue flame effect or something, you know, that ties this together a bit. They do also, the grouping, I just realized, is pretty much predominantly like cyan on the top, purple in the middle, and pink on the bottom. So we have like these bands of color almost. They're not really very intermixed. There's like a little bit of blue on the edges of the feathers around the middle, but compared to a lot of how they've done a lot of other outfits, there's not a lot of like tying these colors together either.
Yeah.
There's also some like orange-red around the Phoenix emblem on the dress, which is like one of the few places that has that red-orange color, which I'm thinking is supposed to be metal, but it's like, you know, all lit up dark by the flame, so it has some contrast. But I do like kind of like the animated effect of that, and like the blue flame on the ends looks really cool. So I do think the design is fun. I just don't like it as a Phoenix skin.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, what happened to making them burb? They need to be burb.
That monkey's paw is gonna curl, my friend. That monkey's paw is gonna curl.
Because like, what was the other one we were looking at that like they're basically like just all bird. They're just all feathers. I can't remember which character that was.
Well, Loki has an all-feathered skin, but it's not a Phoenix one. Well, it's not a Phoenix the entity one. It is a Phoenix the mythological bird one.
Yeah, I want them to be the mythological bird one. Who cares about the organization? I want more burb. But this is pretty fun. It's like very glitzy and girly.
Anything else to say about it?
Nope.
I have been poked. Alright, so up next, let's take a look at her classic comics outfit, which is mostly her classic comics outfit.
Except for bird?
Except it lacks a cape, which people are very upset about.
I mean, they kind of tried to do a cape.
Yeah, nobody's entirely sure why they did this instead of a cape, but I think we might be looking at it.
I was thinking, how else would you see her voluptuous ass?
Yeah, it's not even that big an ass compared to some of the other characters.
So it's voluptuous.
Aside from the lack of cape, I think this looks awesome.
Yeah, there is something really fun about like over exaggerating the shape of like the thigh highs, doing it in like that kind of like bust one piece, tall gloves, and then like the collar, the full collar, with evil triangles, and not blonde hair.
And the headpiece is exaggerated too.
Yeah, it's like a lot taller, though, you know, the way it would have been back then.
A bunch of people when this came out were upset because of her skin tone in the default skin, being like the color of Eastern European and Roma specifically, and they saw this skin and the pink parts and thought that was skin instead of like a sheer fabric.
Yeah, it does make the skin tone really pinky. Which then makes her face look very yellow by itself.
Yeah.
I don't know if the original character really focused as much on being accurate to like where she was from.
If a character that came out in the 60s, you don't say.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember when she was determined to be of Roma origin. I think she's always been Eastern European, but I think Roma specifically came later. But in the comics, she's been lily white for most of her existence,
Yeah.
as far as I'm aware.
It's because she never went outside.
Well, she's a nerd studying magic.
Yeah.
We're all pasty.
Uh-huh. But yeah, I will admit though, like, something about having like the whole oversized cape really does add a lot to this kind of outfit since it's already so thin.
Yeah, they really should have had the cape.
Because like that is kind of like the idea of putting a cape on a character or a cloak or anything, is that it instantly adds like an enormous amount of bulk, but it can also add a lot of movement and mystery. So like when the character jumps or dashes or spins, you can imply all that movement with the cape.
The giant cape is a large part of Doctor Strange's visual identity in this game that makes him bulky because he's a tank.
Mm-hmm. Do they make her hair like extra curly and long too? Like it's different than the base model, right? That goes...
It's wider. Yeah, it's wider.
Look how long this curl is. It's like whoop.
Yeah.
Just the one big S curl is like killing me. It's just like whoop. It's like defying gravity even. It's like, love it. But yeah, it is like even more exaggerated on like the curvy line of the hair than her default hair outfit. There's one that's underneath the helmet though. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
She's like, how do I put this thing on? And clips one hair underneath, gets the one hair over, and then she's like,
that's going in your eyes, Wanda.
And I was like, fine, good enough. I have evil to go do. But still fun. I kind of see why they were trying to play around with it though, because the kind of like fairy-like sheer on the back is kind of fun, but it also just kind of makes her a little naked looking.
Yeah.
And she's already pretty naked looking because there's so much thigh. Really high cut on the thigh. Thigh for days. Oh my goodness. But I do like the colors. Like I love the brightness of the pink. Like they really pink in the middle, and then really dark as it goes down the boots. So the gradients are just really lovely. I think the helmet might actually have a little bit more of a reddish red than a pinkish pink. But they really did bring out like putting magenta pink on this all over. Feels almost Valentine's like.
Kinda, yeah.
But yeah, I like this pretty much overall. Even if it's real silly.
Well, all classic superhero costumes are a little silly.
Yeah. I would say like the classic costume probably didn't have all like the shaping in the middle section, and I do like the way that they've cut like these two sections that go over the hips into the crotch, and then like the kind of middle part, which makes this hourglass shape, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's really subtle, but it provides almost like this geometric like cutout of the body. And I think that it's, even though it's subtle, I think it adds a lot to the shape of the figure. Kind of like this low poly version of like what her body is shaped like, but just done with like the little trim lines. I think that's pretty clever. Which I don't think that, do the boots have any like seams or anything on it? Or are they just like straight up just like a stocking?
Just like a stocking looks like. They've got the mimic of her headpiece on the sides, but
yeah. Also, like the material of the neck piece looks like one of those molded pieces that they used to make for costumes.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of plasticky and so on.
Why Michael Keaton couldn't turn his head in the original Batman costume.
Yeah. Made of materials unknown to man. Yeah, this is a pretty fun costume. They should add, like how they do with some other outfits, the ability to change the cape.
Yeah, they've been adding some things to older costumes recently, and people are hoping they do it with this.
So you could have like the original, or excuse me, the big cape. So Edna Mold can go no capes.
Okay, she's got two costumes that came out in Hellfire Gala 2025. One which was for the gala, one which was just a free costume that came out at the same time. They're very similar in a lot of ways, but here is the free one, which is based on a comics thing, I think, where she's a trader in mystic items, but I'm not sure the details.
Huh. I like the playing around with her shape though, because like they've brought like the helm, so it's like really low cut, so it's almost like she has angry eyes, you know?
Uh-huh.
But then it's like really high and narrow, and then they kind of mimic that with the shoulder pieces, but they're like floating. So you have like a lot of these arrows already kind of pointing into the center of her body, and then the kind of like gold fishnet around the waist and like the jewelry. That's a really fun way of doing a low cut too. That's kind of what I was hoping they would do with Rogue's cowboy outfit, was like that kind of low cut.
Uh-huh.
Because you can see a lot of stuff is still covered, but like the impression of something being low cut is a lot sexier sometimes than just like having it all out. The stockings are fun too, because we have a lot of lines that are pointing like inward to her outfit, and then like the stockings take those lines and they point outward.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this like kind of counter rhythms happening. And there's like a little face on that side too. That's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, her hair has something on the end. Is it just like, oh, it's just colored?
Just neon.
That's kind of weird. I feel like that would have worked better if the effect was more gradual, but it just looks like her hair got dipped in paint at the end.
A little bit, yeah.
I see the edge of the world thing going in the top half of the hair, but the jump in value is like way too stark for that bright pink at the end. They should have taken like a nebula like shape, you know, like there's like a lot of arms on a nebula, and I think they should have overlaid that over the hair and let that be the bright pink neon and have it kind of like pulse or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have blended a lot better. I see what they were going for, but I'm just like, what is that? This might be also, in my opinion, maybe they pushed the shape of the hair a little too far. Like, I know they're going for something, but this kind of feels like the shape is too interesting and kind of weird. Because there's like that one flyaway that wants to be part of the group, but then doesn't. Up by her shoulder.
Is it more or less weird than the other costume where you commented on the hair having like a straight up S shape in it?
See, that one was just like overemphasized. So like, yes, it was defying gravity, but it matched the group. This one, like, usually if you want like a kind of swirly line, especially because there's not really anything else going on the back view of her. Like, this has a huge bulge on one side, so we have kind of like, instead of a nice squiggly curve, we kind of have like a squiggly and then a sharp like jump to the right and then back up to the head. So it's like, it creates a very strange silhouette as far as the bulk of the hair.
Where is this part on the left going?
Yeah, it's just kind of a loops back into the head. I think from the front, it's not as like bad looking because it creates a kind of a bit of a silhouette from the front. And I think maybe they were more concentrating on what the front of the outfit looked like in this case. But it is a bit of a strange departure in that they usually are pretty good at making the outfit look good from all angles, you know? They don't usually leave one angle to be like, it's good enough. Because, like, you can see, like, the hair kind of frames the side of her body here and kind of acts as a cape in some ways. Especially with, like, that awkward curl. But I think they could have done better. I think they could have either made the hair a little shorter so that it doesn't have that long, weird tail at the end. Or just change the shape to be a little bit more pleasing.
Mm.
I do like the red tips on the gloves, though. I just noticed that. There's like all fully red.
Yeah.
She has interesting earrings too. They're using a lot of curves in this particular version of her outfit as compared to others. Like in the hair and the earrings and the arm pieces. Very mystical curves. The curves of the unforgiving ocean. Because she does have a bit of like a slightly oceanic vibe, you know, with like the netting on the waist. Even the top kind of feels like a bit like a sailor's, like, you know, where they like kind of cinch in their shirt. From like old tiny sailor. Trying to see what they did with their shoes too, because there's kind of like some kind of shape going on there too. She also has the hole in the world effect on her shoes.
In her shoes specifically, weird. Not even her whole shoes, just in the heels.
Mm-hmm. Space material. Yeah, I think like looking at the hair from the front, I think it's really just there to make basically a cape shape for her silhouette, but it looks so awkward sometimes from the back.
This is where you're going to be seeing her from.
Mm-hmm. I really think it's the right side that bothers me the most. It's just so asymmetrical and not in like a fun way.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like they hit the middle ground. They either need to make it 100% magical floaty and just have the hair kind of doing like this swirl thing, or they needed to let it lay down, you know?
Yeah.
I think they just hit a weird middle ground. If it's not floaty enough to be thought of as realistically unnatural, and it's not weighted down enough to be thought of as realistically natural. It's right in the middle. But I think the other parts of the costume are really fun. I also just noticed that the tails of the coat or tunic or whatever are like really pointed at the end with like a really high cut U.
A little bit gestury, that.
Yeah, or like fishtail or something like that. Swallowtail. Very sharp. We brought back the danger triangles. But again, a lot more curves than this one. So yeah, danger triangle because it's still Scarlet Witch, but what if curves?
Mm-hmm.
And thus this outfit is born. It's pretty limited in the color palette though. Like it's very much just purple, red, and then some orange brought in, especially in the top of the outfit. Has a lot more orange than other parts. Very nice overall.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Alright, let's look at her Hellfire Gala one.
You can see why you say they're similar.
Yeah, they're not like anywhere close to identical, but the impression they both give off is very similar.
The color palette especially, I think. I do like the little hangers on her, though, like the beads. Those are pretty fun and an interesting take on her outfit. They also had a lot of like the curves up in the fabric on her skirt to make it more like bell or flower-like.
Mm-hmm.
She has a little bit of glitz on the top of her boots, I think.
The top of her boots, you mean at her hip?
Yep, at her hip. They go real high. The line of sparkles on down the leg is really nice too. It creates this like really strong upward vertical line. Oh, she has the hole in the world effect on her hair. How is she doing this?
She's magic.
Did she magic her hair for the gala? She also has floating pauldrons too, a lot like the other outfit.
Oh yeah, they aren't attached.
I think they're supposed to be sparkly too. But it's one of those things, like in certain lights they don't come off as very sparkly. You know, the hole in the world effect on her hair goes a lot higher than I thought it did initially. Like it shows up on the dark portions too.
You're right.
There's some things I am liking about this outfit, but there's some things that I'm feeling like are not meshing as well. Like, I don't think I really love the bright purple. I think, honestly, you know how her color of her magic is like that, like magenta red?
Yeah.
I think that would have been a cooler magic color for her hair. Because the purple is really doesn't go with a whole lot of anything. There's like a little bit of dark purple in her middle of her outfit. But I think I like the dark purple in the middle of her outfit, not her hair. There you go. I like that purple, and I wish it could sing a bit more because it's a great contrast with all the reds. But that purple is not nearly as noticeable with the bright saturation of the purple behind her.
Yeah.
Because the other one being higher saturation is just so much more eye-grabbing that the subtleties of like that dark red with the purple, it's really dull, and then that gradient to the bright red, I think all those subtleties are getting very lost with that bright purple on the back of her head. It's almost, besides the red parts of the bottom of her dress, the brightest thing in her outfit. Because there is some bright reds in the helmet, but it's really cut off really fast because it goes to dark really rapidly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a little bit of, they should have tweaked, like, what are we supposed to go look at in this outfit rather than just cool textures. So I think there are some things that are starting to take attention away from the outfit. And I like the dark moodiness. But there are too much things. There's too much things. There are too many other things that are taking attention away from that really like subtle work. Like I just noticed she also has like mechanical or jewelry fingers. Like one of them is like kind of transparent metallic or something. I guess it's just metallic. She has weird fingers. Watch out. But you know. Cause like there's like this cool thing going on her ribs too, like and like I just think that's getting super lost with the bright purple hair. I think they should have just left her with her regular hair color, honestly, and just gave her like some glitter in it or something. Or maybe just like a few little like red highlights at the tips of the hairs or flyaways or something. Something a lot more subtle. Cause I think I like the idea of let's make a gala outfit but have it be dark and moody instead of, you know, like bright and glitzy like most of them. And if they want it to be a little more fancy glitzy, they could have put some the sparkle texture on her chest in that purple area. Because I'm thinking the brightest colors in this outfit are the red and the oranges on the skirt. So I think at this point the beads were a good idea to bring more attention to her head, but I think we could do more by pushing the hair back and letting it, you know, be her hair. Mm-hmm. And putting some more glitz in like the top of the outfit to bring some of the pop back up there. Also, if they had made her hair like maybe have a light undertone that was very desaturated so that like the dark parts of the outfit could pop on like a, you know, like how some hair has like a, you can dye the inner part and let the outer part be dark. I think that could have been a cool idea too, but just something different. Also noticed she has glittery heels just now. Sparkly. Yeah, the sparkle in her outfit is really subtle because it's kind of dark and you only really catch it and the light goes, but I'm really disappointed in how distracting the hair is. That's like the biggest offender because I think the outfit is actually super cute and fun idea, but the colors are really taking a lot of attention away from it. Because there's some like gorgeous subtle differences in like the saturation and value of the main outfit. And you just can't let that soak in when that bright purple is there. Yeah. It's too distracting. I also just don't like that the purple is kind of like the only purple except for the top part of the outfit. But oh well. Maybe it was a thing where like they tried to make it subtle in the drawing and then the modeler just interpreted it as make it really bright. I have no clue. But I like a lot of the other stuff about it. Especially because I do see her like, let's go to the gala and be counterculture about it. So instead of glitzy and shiny and you know, we're going to be dark and moody and satiny, you know? Mm-hmm. And you know, with like these irregular shapes and things. But anyhow, I hope she had fun at the gala.
Okay, let's see. There's 3 costumes left. I think we're going to do it in this order. So, her other MCU one is actually from the What If series, Marvel Zombies.
Ooh, so they can do floaty hair.
Yep.
Gross, you can see her bones.
Yep.
With the classic blue zombie. Let's see. Let's look at how like they did her outfit in this one. It's kind of hard to like judge this outfit though, because the cyan emblem in the background, she is like blending in with it. You know what I mean? Because like I want to judge like how her outfit looks, and I'm just like, I can't find her. She's blending in. Invisible zombie, as long as it's a cyan background. But I do like the hair. Like this idea of like a magic sorceress zombie would be terrifying.
She's the big bad of the What If Marvel Zombies thing. Because she's regained her sentience, but is still like zombie hungry. So she's controlling the zombies and hunting down survivors and converting people.
What is she gonna eat when all the people are converted?
That's a problem for future Wanda.
Brains. Brian.
One thing I saw pointed out about this costume is that, yes, it's been destroyed in a lot of places, but it's never been destroyed in a place that's structural, which is not something that a lot of destroyed costumes avoid. In fiction, like they'll just make it look cool rather than make it look like it can still function. You could make this jacket, destroy it in exactly this way, and then wear it to a con, and you wouldn't have to do anything special to make it work.
Yeah, there is like some parts on the sleeves where it hangs loose because there's not enough of it left. You see how like it hangs loose on the one sleeve?
Yeah.
And I think the other one is pretty bare on the arms. But most of it's there. Has like a big rip in the back, but like I was more thinking like all the parts of it are ripped are not parts that are her like we're on a human that would be normally a lot more vital, which is the chest area and the torso.
Gotta get that corset pushing up those zomboobs.
Well, I was more thinking like the people who've attacked her have not hit her in a way that matters, you know?
Yeah.
Like even though she's a zombie and she doesn't need her legs or arms or whatever, like the battle damage or whatever damage she has implies that the people who have fought back against her have not been very successful. And considering she does cast with her hands a lot, it makes sense that the most damage is on her sleeves. At least that's my interpretation, you know? Like,
yeah.
Obviously it's just there to be, like, cool, gritty, rah. But the fact that she has, like, nothing around the face or the collar or the, you know, there's, like, one on the shoulder, but nothing, like, through the chest or, like, the sides of the jacket or anything. Just really tells me that she's very defensive and probably hard to get past.
Yeah.
And, like, some of them are even glancing blows, like the one on her pants there. On one thigh, it doesn't even break skin. Someone got her good on the femur, though. That could have just been normal rot. We don't know. But yeah, I also like the asymmetry on the details of the face. Just because like when you're doing battle damage and stuff, it can be easy to like go too far and have too much. But I just like the scar on the forehead, scar on the eye going the same direction. Actually, everything pretty much is going the same direction, like a slight, like diagonal.
Uh-huh.
And then like the scratches on the around the mouth. It's very pleasing. Do you think even the scratch on her collarbone is going the same direction? You know, it could be a nice way of like having like a very simple to animate and also design without also having like it feel like really random and like just stuff all over the place to memorize. And I'm trying to figure out what her necklace is supposed to be of though. It's silver looking.
I think it's just like a crystal or something. Maybe something she was wearing in the era of the MCU this is from.
Maybe. She has biker gloves. I'm gonna see what the back of the jacket looked like and her
Got
hair.
long, evil fingernails.
I like the V shape on the back of the jacket. That's pretty nice. They are doing the thing where like the jacket is just unnaturally cinched to the waist, but you know, it's whatever.
Maybe it's attached to the corset.
Maybe. We'll never know. Yeah, the colors are pretty like subdued and simple. Like the corset is the brightest, but then we have a pretty much very bright jacket, only a little desaturated. The skin has a lot of color to it. It's also like it's light and then slightly desaturated, and then we have like very neutral hair, very navy desaturated pants, and then like everything else is pretty near a grayish color of the color it's next to, or gray itself. Like the back of the jacket inside is like a grayish, like red.
Mm-hmm.
And they're using some gradients too, like on the back of the whole tailcoat. It gets really dark and there's lots of splotches. The back of the tailcoat.
Oh, sorry. Whoops. I pressed the wrong direction on the right stick.
The back. The back.
The back.
But you can see how like there's like these stains and stuff in it that are just slightly different values. I really like how interesting the rip is in the back. Just like it's very interesting shaped. And that's where like there is just one big rip in the back and everything else is pretty solid. So you can do a thing where you get really interesting with the shape and really mess with it. You just can't do that everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it'd be too busy.
They really perfected the torn up long coat technology just in time for Gambit to come out.
I guess so. These ones are like these round rips in the edges too. Like, I don't know, bullet holes or what?
Could be. Maybe zombie bites.
There's nibbling at her coat. Ah, hungry. Ow. But very nice.
Yeah? Nothing else to say about this one?
I don't think so. This one's pretty straightforward, but I do love the floaty hair. It's really fun.
It's so cool. Alright, up next, we have, you remember the Moon Knight, like, evil corrupted version that showed his face? And Doctor Strange got one that I don't think I've shown you. Well, Scarlet Witch caps off that set. She's got dark little fingers, too.
They made an evil version of an evil Scarlet Witch? You don't say.
Most of the Scarlet Witch skins in this are a good Scarlet Witch. It's just Multiverse of Madness, Marvel Zombies, and this one that are evil Scarlet Witch.
So I'm like, is this one relying a bit too much on stereotypes, or is it just me? It kind of has that, like, Roma, but not Roma.
The veil?
Yeah. And, like, the crystal ball in the background. And the whole belly dancer, not belly dancer look.
Does it?
I think it kind of does. I don't know. It's not my lane, but it's suspicious.
Mm.
At least to me it is. It kind of reminds me of like where people like critique the way like Jasmine is drawn because she has like a open belly and stuff, and it's just like not how women dress in Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
And then like this is supposed to be like esoteric, but you gotta be careful when you're dealing with like esoteric motifs and stuff, because you gotta remember that most of those were started by a bunch of like weird Victorian dudes and sometimes women. And they didn't really give a shit about other people around them, so they just kind of stole a lot of stuff wholesale.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you gotta examine a little bit where some of that stuff is coming from before you go hog wild, because you might just stumble upon, you know, oops, we accidentally stole from a bunch of indigenous people. That also somewhat vaguely implies that they're either mysterious, magical, or savage, you know, like...
True.
Which are not very kind. So, like, I love fantasy stuff, and I love the weirdness of esoteric stuff, but sometimes you do have to like step back and like look into it a little bit and be a little careful with it. You know, like so like New Age and some of the other stuff. You just gotta like you gotta know where stuff originated from. And, you know, make some decisions there. But we'll try to go on like the merits of like what they did design wise, because one thing I think is pretty fun is like this Crown of Thorns thing going on.
Yeah.
Like some vaguely Christian stuff going on, I don't know. Scarlet Witch died for our sins. But like, I like the way that they did the cuff on the arms, and it has these like vicious looking claw, like protrusions off of it. That's really fun. The layering of the fabric is pretty fun too. I also like how they did like the dark touch, but it has like these extra swirls and stuff, like tattoos almost.
Yeah.
On her fingers especially. I think that's pretty neat. I also like the pattern on the sheer. Color palette wise, I think we're pretty safe because we just have kind of like purple, magenta, and yellow with some red because we have like the eye thing. You know, I forgot what the eye was, but I like it. It's like flicking around, doing eye stuff. It's only looking respectfully because it's on the chest and it can't look anywhere else. Wouldn't it be funny to have like a little demonic eye pet and you just wear it on your chest? It's just like, hey buddy. Yeah, me too. And she's got like the kind of like anklets and toe jewelry and stuff.
And because they so rarely alter characters' models, she's standing on her tiptoes because she doesn't actually have the heels that the model expects her to.
But she has like a ghostly like smoke heel.
Oh, you're right. She kind of does.
Ah, mystical. They also gave her the long hair with the weird curl at the end. But this one at least doesn't have like a weird bulge on the one side. It's just really, it's a spiral curl. They also kind of have like some kind of tattoo. I'd be really curious what the motif is with the tattoo. But it's kind of almost a thorn motif again. Because it's kind of like two lines and some like triangles on each side of it.
Uh-huh.
But there's runes in the center of it. But the one on the bottom of her leg is more like a star.
Yeah.
But it could be also trying to do like a thorn dagger thing going on. It's kind of interesting. It looks pretty novel. I don't know if it's based on anything or not. She has a little bit of the like the feathers on her arm, which also kind of to me is a little like tribal-esque. Gotta be careful with feathers sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the things I like the most are the thorn motif. It's not my lane to critique anything else, so I don't know how far off they've gone on the lane, but at least my cursory knowledge, I feel like it's a little suspicious.
Yeah, fair.
Like, there's probably some fetishization of some culture going on here somewhere. I'm not learned enough to tell you which one.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the whole, like, belly dancing culture. Like, belly dance is a real thing, but it's not a real thing in the context of what most Westerners know it as. Because, you know, people like to do, like, we wear a lot of coins and we have a lot of bare bellies.
Yeah.
And, like, don't think that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, like a lot of movement and stuff, but it's not supposed to be, like, you know, out so bare naked. Does she actually even have, like, pants on, or is it just kind of like the coin puts on some panties and then she has a wrap around her waist?
She has panties and a wrap around her waist.
I do like the eye jewelry quite a lot, though, and the moon shape with it hanging off of it. That looks cool.
Yeah, it is gazing lovingly at its master's face.
Right. I think the jewelry on there, like your earrings, are cute. I do kind of like this one overall. I want to do more research though, because I still feel suspicious about it, but I do like the thorns and some of the other things that they had ideas for, which I do think are novel enough to give it its own identity. It's just the other stuff around it, like the crystal ball and the candles, and I'm just like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Understandable. Alright, she does have alternate colors for this one.
Ooh.
So let's see this.
White.
And pink.
Violet. And pink. This looks kind of wedding-ish now with the veil.
A little bit.
see the pattern on the sash a lot more this way, though. That's just more danger arrows. Oh, the eye changed color, which is actually surprising. I didn't think it would.
What do her eyes look like?
It's red.
Oh, the eye on her chest. Okay. I was like, her eyes? What? But no, you were talking about the big eye on her chest.
Yeah, the eye. The eye.
Well, you said the eye's color changed, and I was like, E-Y-E-S? And you were like, E-Y-E apostrophe S.
Yes, yes I was. Oh, her darkness magic is now purple, so she's healing. Yeah, this one like it's basically kind of using value quite a lot because it's like I like how they did it on the sash where it's just kind of value along the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, it's a contrast between the dark hair and the light veil and a few other things. Very simple, very nice.
How many yawns are you going to do in a row?
As many as I want.
Is that all you have to say about this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Third color.
Jasmine! The deep green magic. Do you think the eye's a little lost on this one, though?
Yeah, a little bit. What color do you think the eye should have been with this color scheme?
Let's see. We have like a kind of a blue-green. Could have gone with orange. A red-orange would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because it's already pretty striking on the purple outfit. This seemed like also like they wanted it to be mostly, because judging by the color wheel, they wanted it to be yellow and blue. So they could have done with like a dark blue, a cyan. They could have done orange or yellow with orange on it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think all of those would have been fine. This is okay too, but it kind of hides the fact that it's a moving, living object because it doesn't stand out anymore. They could have made it lavender too, if they do have a little bit of lavender on the outfit.
Yeah?
Made it purple. Any of those would have been good. Making it eye or Sauron. Yeah, this kind of follows the same idea as the other one. Instead of value, though, they're using the golds along the bottom, but it's still cutting out kind of the same shape. Her fingers are more bluish in this one, and she has gold nails, which looks really, really cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like that quite a lot. Oh, you also gotta think about, like I was saying, this outfit feels suspicious. Like, they took the very ethnic-looking outfit that's very skimpy and then made it the evil character.
Yeah, true.
You know, like, so, like, you gotta think about some of these stuff in context. You gotta be a little careful.
True.
Sometimes. Especially with someone, like, she's in a wagon right here. Like, this is very Roma-coded, but in the, you know, Roma doing mystic arts and tarot readings and stuff, which
right.
Which is a huge stereotype and not at all. It's like because they were a wandering people, because they were so discriminated against. It wasn't like a choice to be wandering. It was like they couldn't settle anywhere because they moved around, and then they're like, "Get out, you mystical people!" And so there's a lot of propaganda. So yeah, it just touches too much onto stereotypes. And it's like, it's a struggle because, like, I love weird shit. I love tarot as, like, a concept of weird shit. Not as, like, a reading, but I just think it's a cool, weird, knick-knack kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I love layered clothing. Clothing layers is great. And anytime you put a rim of coins on something, it looks sick as hell. But this is one where they probably should have thought about the context of the character quite a bit more. And the mystical, like, storytelling Roma lady is just a stereotype we need to let die, because, like, they're a very small ethnic group, and it's just not fair to them. You know? Like, we should just be happy they let us do Notre Dame once in a while and just let it like that.
Alright, well, on a brighter note, one you will like, Chinese skin.
Ooh, Dragon. Hell yeah. Cool. I like the silhouette of this one quite a lot. And here's a good example of a popular, you know, like a good cultural representation. We have just flipped the coin.
Of course, this is the Chinese devs representing themselves.
Yeah, but like you can see how like being in the context of like if they had the people who are more familiar making their own designs, that you're gonna get a better design.
Yeah.
But this is like obviously a good showcase of like you can use a cultural like template, but you can really warp it and mess with it, because like there's no outfit that looks like that in China that's worn like that, right?
Correct.
Like that is very fanciful. There's like weird layers. It's cut short in the top for no reason, like, and there's like the crossovers and the dragon. There's stuff similar to it, or that have the elements of it, like the long sleeves and some of the other things, like the way it's wrapped up and you see her shoulders. Like that's not a thing that I know of.
Yep.
Maybe, but you know, probably not. The gold hands, you know. So that's like a ways you can do that. Like mainland China though does have like the Han ethnic community is like the biggest one, and so like they do tend to get like the biggest say as what's represented. So typically when you do see Chinese fashions, what the ones you're seeing are from that group, but it's not all the time. And there are some trends that are shared across groups too. But in any case, this is I really like the gold on the sleeves and the back too. Like makes such an interesting shape. Because they're like little slivers or triangles, and there's like a little swoopy on the middle and like the bells. And that's like a nice, it's like a value contrast and a little bit of color, but they're both warm colors, so they harmonize and contrast. And it feels really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the shape of it and the way it's done. They also let her costume get pretty dark, it looks like, at the top or the middle. So they still do have some of that darkness in her outfit that goes with Scarlet Witch. I like the idea of like an animated like dragon's whisker thing going on. 'Cause that's what that's supposed to be, is like dragon whiskers.
Yep.
And that's like a nice gentle like rolling curved line. And they're using it as kind of like a sheer like veil. It's very cute. With like dragon horns for her mask instead. Then they have like all the bright red like motifs of like the dragon's like serpentine form going all over the outfit and like wrapping around it.
Mm-hmm.
And layering. So it's on top of this like dark gray. Making some very interesting shapes too. Like there's this nice crossover on the neck, like a lot of red up there. Then it's like a big open space in the middle. But then the curves around and back to the waist. So the waist has one of those like wider waist belts. It's like a piece of fabric with the belt over it. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And then the big buckle in the middle, which has like looks like a dragon around a gem with a bunch of tassels.
Yep.
It's really nice. It's like layered, like some of the clothing is layered. There's like some more loops and stuff. Oh, the loop on the bottom half, it connects to the upper half of the outfit too. I just realized the long loop is just more dragon. Those red loops. And then there's a little bit of purple. But purple is kind of used in an interesting way because it's not punched up very much except for the one texture on the loincloth. And then they have like some gold fish scale underneath that. It's a lot of texture. I think it kind of works so well though because like the gold texture creates this kind of like U-shaped band with the fish scales and the big gold emblem, and then there's like just flat purple, and then like the belt breaks up the shape in the middle. So you don't get like on the upper half of the body where it's just a flat area with nothing in it. The bottom one, like that flat area, is broken up so that to find your moment of visual rest, you have to move upwards. And a lot of vertical lines going up. Very cool outfit. I also like that they went gold with the hair, but they let it get really light around the edges, so it looks almost like, I want to say it looks heavenly, because it's like it's getting bright and golden and glowing, you know?
It is very funny to me that they've reused her default hair model in like 5 of these skins.
It's such a good hair model. Why change what's already perfect?
Yeah, true.
They probably looked at that and went like, I can't make that any better. It's so luscious, and like the way it actually moves pretty good. Like it doesn't clip a lot. The layers actually almost look like they layer back into the bulk of the hair naturally, you know? Mm-hmm. Like we've seen some other hair models. It'll be like a weird bit or some other weird odd angle. This one really does just like it blends into each other and has a nice movement. It feels really like as real hair as you can get in a 3D model, which hair has like notoriously been like the hardest thing to do in models, because hair is like each individual strand, and then all those strands form clumps, and then all those clumps move together and cascade, and so, you know, usually like even in, especially in games where you have like character creators, some of the hairstyles are purposely limited because modeling the hair is such a pain. And so they don't do like a lot of insanely long hairstyles, or the long hairstyles are a lot more limited, and they do a lot more variety in the bangs instead, because getting all that hair to move correctly is like, we're not doing this too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's really nice. I like the layering of the outfit and the different shapes. And I keep noticing that the dragon motif keeps popping up more often than I think, because it's what's holding on the sleeves, and then it drapes across the hand and loops around. Mm-hmm. So it creates like these secondary loops, which are low value contrast. There's just like saturation. And so it makes it really blend in without taking too much attention to itself. That provides some like secondary texture and secondary movement of line that enforces the sort of swoop of the fabric that's already there. Now the real question is she good or evil?
I think she's good in this costume.
Nice. Is this the last one?
Yes, but she's got recolors.
Oh, that's not. I don't remember recolors for the other costumes in the New Year costumes.
Nope, just this one.
Just this one, huh? I wonder why.
Also, can we talk about her very silly shoes?
I almost feel like there's a bit of a Sentai thing going on with this.
Really?
Because of the mask, I think. And they treat it like a visor in like the opening cinematic, where it goes like, you know, like, I just like makes me think like superhero, which is obviously she is one. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, I wasn't prepared to comment on colorways because I like the red one. This one, because the red's so dark, it's kind of like they reversed everything. So now she's all light on the outside with like more, it's still dark in the middle though, because they went with red and then darker red. So I guess the values are pretty much the same, but it's a little bit striking because the whole overall value of everything is much lighter. What's the back of the outfit look like? Oh, they changed the sleeves to lavender instead of gold. Wonder what was with that idea. Oh, her hair is pink. Pink!
Well, I want this hair modeling team to make a 3D model of Rose Quartz.
No reason.
Just, no, legit. I'm not being horny or weird or anything. I legit want to see them try to make that hair.
I said no reason because the hair was pink.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man. I know you have taste. We all simp after pearl and amethyst and garnet like real men. But no, I was looking at the sleeve and I was like, I like the sleeve better as gold because I like the shape it created with the other, the back of the outfit and some other things. Like you notice that it's not gold like it was before.
Yeah, and it doesn't pop so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think it also helps match with the hands also being gold. Just balances things out a bit better. That's the only thing I don't like in this one, I think. The colors are fine enough.
Well, considering how good the default colors are, fine enough is a scathing indictment.
I'm concerned how they're gonna do this. What looks to be like pink and blue or red and blue. Oh, coral and teal. That kind of gives me like a Lord of the River kind of vibe, you know? Like a river dragon.
Like Kahaku.
Yeah. Now there's some pink hair. They still did the thing though, they don't have the gold on the sleeves. That's such a weird thing. I wonder why that changed.
Yeah, that is a shame.
Because it seems like otherwise they're pretty similar. I wonder if they could have played with value a bit more on some of the like the dragon portions. But I guess it looks okay. I think it's just because the straight red is just such an iconic color that just making things like that color red look fine, but when it's in other colors, I can like, maybe some variety would be good there. They also made the middle section white this time.
Yeah.
Which creates like a very stark contrast in like the dark colors.
Hang on, I want to check something real quick. The ornament on her waist matches the color scheme in the lavender and purple one, but does not match the color scheme in the coral and teal one.
Huh, that's kind of weird. I mean, we do have a little bit of red kind of in the outfit, but it's way more peachy.
Yeah.
We could have made it a pearl color, that would have been fun. Opalescent or something. But yeah, I still think like the original color is definitely the strongest. Like, I think just the values and stuff look much nicer, and I like the gradient of the dark versus the bright. But I just realized this is one does have dull colors, and the other ones don't tend to have a lot of it. Like they just do value instead. There may be some of the teal one, but it's more dark value, dull teal than it is just like the whole middle of the outfit being a dull color. Makes all the other colors a lot punchier.
Yeah.
And because she is more of a moody character, I just like it for her better. They just didn't need the recolors. They just should have just had this and called it good.
Okay, MVP time.
Cool. I really do love the color on this face outfit. I just realized that her eyes change colors, I think, with... do her eyes change color when she uses magic?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Because they're not usually red. That's pretty fun. I think they're either like a yellow or a greenish color, I'm not quite sure.
Alright, up next, Multiverse of Madness.
I like how they just make her look all like unhinged for no reason, and then she's like sexy.
For a lot of people, the two are one and the same.
Yeah. Doesn't it? Like, she looks totally comfortable there, but all the other movements are like, the power. But pretty cool.
Alright, what did we do next? Primordial Chaos.
Yeah, I kept forgetting that this was like tied with
the plot.
with
Null.
The Null plot. Yeah, it still feels very fantasy though. I don't think it goes particularly well with the other costume in this one.
Yeah.
I think if they were doing like they wanted to do them as a pair, I think what I would have done, I would have done like one in like dark red colors, or like how one is over there anyway.
Uh-huh.
And do the other one in like light oranges and light yellows, you know?
Yeah.
So then they still look matchy, but they're just separated by values overall. But that's just like my opinion, man.
Yeah. How about... Which one is this? Oh, that's default. Okay. How about classic Wanda?
Ooh, I like that one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's being all like, I'm salty and evil and check out this shit.
She was a villain on her debut. All right, Emporium Matron. Or no, this is Emporium Matron.
You know, I honestly like this one better than the Gala skin. I think they honestly should have switched them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're doing more, trying to do more of like, I keep thinking Calypso kind of thing. But I think it's just the orange that makes me think coral. I don't know if it has a seafaring theme or not, but it's something about it just feels seafaring.
Yeah.
They should put her with the space pirates. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
But that's a very cool end screen, honestly. Like the way it's illustrated.
Yep.
This might be one of the cooler ones that doesn't have a background. Alrighty.
All right. Marvel Zombie.
Thought they were gonna go more extreme with it, honestly. She's just like girl bossing over there. Just, oh! Rah! I guess it implies that she gets magical energy from the other zombies or something. As she's like sucking the energy out of them.
Yeah. All right, and the bad one.
Nifty.
And the Chinese one.
That one's really fanciful. I think this is also one that makes a better use of the flat dragon image, because I think some of the ones it's like pretty obvious the dragon is super flat. I think this one, it might be a 3D model, I don't think it is, because they didn't do it last time, but it feels very cohesive and very nice. Actually a very fun MVP for one that doesn't have a lot of like punchy action to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just all dance. It feels very nice. Just with this like slow-mo bit. Nice.
So which is your favorite of the MVPs?
That's for real. Like, we really watched all of them. I guess we did. Let's see. Honestly, I'm trying to remember the other ones, but this one's still stuck in my mind. I really think it's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to look at any of the others again?
Yeah. I know the zombie one was very underwhelming from what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like, you know, like something like insane instead of just like, yeah. You know, those are objective words that I like to use.
For those who are just listening to us talk, there were a lot of accompanying gestures going with that whole sequence.
It's charades, you see, but without the charades.
All right, so you liked this one, I think. No, yes.
Yeah. The default, no, the classic skin was one I thought was nice too. Yeah, let's go look at the classic one, because that's really nice too. And it has a very nice end screen. You know, I just realized though, watching this, like, imagine it's like, I'm so sexy. I'm gonna try some. Oh fuck! This is magic going out of control. Wait, I got this.
Wouldn't this look so much better if she had a cape?
Yeah. Isn't that kind of like, oh man, chaos magic is so sexy. Oh no!
Yeah.
This is like her in her early 20s, like when you're still just a little stupid. Oh gosh. I still think I'm kind of leaning, even though I really do like this one. I think the color and everything and this illustration is sick as hell. I do think I kind of like the dragon one slightly more. I think there's just something about like the dance-like quality and this slow motion shot with the sound effect and the expression. Like, we all done that in the mirror, right? Like, where we're just like, with our hands, you know, like, like, you know, you're just like moving around, some good music's going on, you're just like, you know, only when no one's watching, because, you know. So yeah, we'll go that for best MVP.
Alrighty, and which is the best costume?
Don't go too fast. Let's see, what's at the bottom? Remind me. What was this one at the top? What was that one? Oh, that's the New Year's one. The default one is actually really good. But I think my favorite so far has been this one too.
It's so good.
Yeah. Like, it was kind of close to the classic one as well, because I think that one is actually pretty well done. Sometimes it's hard to do the classic ones with this style, because the classic ones are so simple. So I really appreciate what they did with enough subtle texture that didn't overtake the classic silhouette of the costume in the classic. But I also like that's hard to do, you know, without it being too much. Like, we were looking at I think Magneto, where his didn't work with the all black suit, because this graphic design wise would have been like just flat color. This works really well. But I think my favorite one is the New Year's one. I like the changes in the value and the layering and the shape of things. And I think like every other costume, almost, like the gala one and stuff, there was just like one minor thing that like bothered me from calling it a perfect costume, you know?
Uh-huh.
But this would like honestly be a great design for like a story or anything that they wanted to do that would involve celestial, like, Chinese mythology. Like, it's just a really nice costume. Anyway.
Alrighty, well.
Happy New Year.
That's Scarlet Witch. Oh, it randomed Galacta. Oh no. That's Scarlet Witch. We've already done Spider-Man, so next time we will finally get to my main, Squirrel Girl.
Yay! I can finally tell them how awful all the costumes are.
No!
Woo!
No!
She's adorable.
She is.
She comes with this free squirrel.
Yeah, what's not to love?
I know. It's like 2 characters for the price of 1.
The squirrel gets different looks with every costume, too.
Nice.
Alright, well.
I think Rocket and the squirrel ever talk.
Rocket and Squirrel Girl have a team up currently where Tippy Toe will ride on his head if you have it active.
Amazing.
It's great. But yeah, that'll be it for today. I need to go get ready to stream and take my meds. So we will see you next time for Squirrel Girl.
I don't need to do any of those things. Woo!
Woo! Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, I could not believe that was a real commercial for Reese's Puffs. And honestly, I'm not sure how enriched my life is now that I know that.
Incredibly.
Some amount.
So enriched.
Misery CPR Reese's Puffs is still absolutely a Jesse James Meowth thing, though. Oh, Kiana Mai's art is so good.